Texts for Nothing. 9. If I said, "There's a way out there, there's a way out somewhere," the rest would come. What am I waiting for, then? To say it? To believe it? And what does that mean, the rest? Shall I answer, try to answer, or go on as though I had asked nothing? I don't know. I can't know beforehand, nor after, nor during. The future will tell, some future instant, soon or late. I won't hear, I won't understand. All dies so fast, no sooner born. And the yeses and nos mean nothing in this mouth, no more than sighs it sighs in its toil, or answers to a question not understood, a question unspoken, in the eyes of a mute, an idiot who doesn't understand, never understood, who stares at himself in the glass, stares before him in the desert, sighing yes, sighing no, on and off. But there is reasoning somewhere, moments of reasoning. That is to say, the same things recur. They drive one another out. They draw one another back. No need to know what things. It's mechanical, like the great colds, the great heats, the long days, the long nights, of the moon. Such is my conviction, for I have convictions when their turn comes round, then stop having them. That's how it goes. It must be supposed. At least it must be said, since I have just said it. The way out. This evening it's the turn of the way out. Isn't it like a duo, or a trio? Yes, there are moments when it's like that. Then they pass and it's not like that any more. Never was like that. Is like nothing. No resemblance with anything. Of no interest. What variety, and at the same time what monotony! How varied it is, and at the same time how, what's the word? How monotonous. What agitation, and at the same time what calm. What vicissitudes within what changelessness. Moments of hesitation not so much rare as frequent, if one had to choose, and soon overcome in favor of the old crux, on which at first all depends, then much, then little, then nothing. That's right. Word shit. Bury me. Avalanche. And let there be no more talk of any creature, nor of a world to live, nor of a world to reach, in order to have done with worlds, with creatures, with words, with misery. Misery. Which no sooner said, "Ah," says I, punctually, if only I could say, "There's a way out there, there's a way out somewhere," then all would be said. It would be the first step on the long travelable road, destination tomb, to be trod without a word, tramp, tramp, little heavy, irrevocable steps, down the long tunnels at first, then under the mortal skies, through the days and nights, faster and faster, no, slower and slower, for obvious reasons, and at the same time faster and faster, for other obvious reasons, or the same, obvious in a different way, or in the same way, but at a different moment of time, a moment earlier, a moment later, or at the same moment. There is no such thing. There would be no such thing. I recapitulate. Impossible. Would I know where I came from? No, I'd have a mother. I'd have had a mother. And what I came out of, with what pain, no, I'd have forgotten. What is it makes me say that? What is it makes me say this? Whatever it is makes me say all. And it's not certain the way the mother would be certain, the way the tomb would be certain, if there was a way out, if I said there was a way out. Make me say it, demons, no, I'll ask for nothing. Yes, I'd have a mother, I'd have a tomb, I wouldn't have come out of here, one doesn't come out of here. Here are my tomb and mother, it's all here this evening. I'm dead and getting born, without having ended, helpless to begin, that's my life. How reasonable it is, and what am I complaining of? Is it because I'm no longer slinking to and fro before the graveyard, saying, "God grant I'm buriable before the curtain drops"? Is that my grievance? It's possible. I was well inspired to be anxious, wondering on what score, and I asked myself as I came and went on what score I could possibly be anxious, and found the answer and answered, saying, "It's not me. I haven't yet appeared. I haven't yet been noticed," and saying further, "Oh yes, it is. It's me all right," and ceasing to be what is more, then quickening my step, so as to arrive before the next onslaught, as though it were on time I trod, and saying further, and so forth. I can scarcely have gone unperceived all this time, and yet you wouldn't have thought so, that I didn't go unperceived. I don't refer to the spoken salutation. I'd have been the first to be perturbed by that, almost as much as by the bow, kiss, or handshake. But the other signs, irrepressible, with which the fellow creature unwillingly betrays your presence, the shudders and wry faces, nothing of that nature either, it would seem, except possibly on the part of certain hearse horses, in spite of their blinkers and strict funereal training, but perhaps I flatter myself. Truly, I can't recall a single face, proof positive that I was not there, no, proof of nothing. But the fact that I was not molested, can I have remained insensible to that? Alas, I fear they could have subjected me to the most gratifying brutalities. I won't go so far as to say without my knowledge, but without my being encouraged, as a result, to feel myself there rather than elsewhere. And I may well have spent one half of my life in the prisons of their Arcady, purging the delinquencies of the other half, all unaware of any break or lull in my problematic patrolling, unconstrained before the gates of the graveyard. But what if, weary of seeing me relieve myself, of seeing me resume, after each forced vacation, my beat before the gates of the graveyard, what if finally they had plucked up heart and slightly stressed their blows, just enough to confer death, without any mutilation of the corpse, there, at the gates of the graveyard, where that very morning I had reappeared, no sooner set at large, and resumed by old offence, to and fro, with step not slow and now precipitate, like that of the conspirator Catalina plotting the ruin of the fatherland, saying, "It's not me, yes, it's me," and further, "There's a way out there." No, no. I'm getting mixed. I must be getting mixed, confusing here and there, now and then, just as I confused them then, the here of then, the then of there, with other spaces, other times, dimly discerned, but not more dimly than now, now that I'm here, if I'm here, and no longer there, coming and going before the graveyard, perplexed. Or did I end up by simply sitting down, with my back to the wall, all the long night before me, when the dead lie waiting, on the beds where they died, shrouded or coffined, for the sun to rise? What am I doing now? I'm trying to see where I am, so as to be able to go elsewhere, should occasion arise, or else simply to say, "You have merely to wait till they come and fetch you." That's my impression at times. Then it goes and I see it's not that, but something else, difficult to grasp, and which I don't grasp, or which I do grasp, it depends, and it comes to the same, for it's not that either, but something else, some other thing, or the first back again, or still the same, always the same thing proposing itself to my perplexity, then disappearing, then proposing itself again to my perplexity, still unsated or momentarily dead of starvation. The graveyard, yes, it's there I'd return, this evening it's there, borne by my words, if I could get out of here, that is to say, if I could say, "There's a way out there, there's a way out somewhere," to know exactly where would be a mere matter of time, and patience, and sequency of thought, and felicity of expression. But the body, to get there with, where's the body? It's a minor point, and I have no doubts I'd get there somehow, to the way out, sooner or later, if I could say, "There's a way out there, there's a way out somewhere," the rest would come, the other words sooner or later, and the power to get there, and the way to get there, and pass out, and see the beauties of the skies, and see the stars again.